Hello everyone, Splitgate 2 is officially here. It's been about a week now, and now that all the controversy seems to be sorted, I can finally cover every piece of content on this game. You guys have been loving Splitgate 2, I've been reading all of the comments, and you're like, whoa, I haven't had this much fun on a game for ages. Even the developers from 1047 Games reached out to me, and they said, Remy, we heard you're doing a review video, would you like us to sponsor you? And I was like, sure, but on one condition. I want to be able to give my brutally honest thoughts, good and bad. If that's okay, then we're all good. And the Splitgate developers said that's fine. So this video is sponsored by Splitgate 2. After the last video, I was surprised because I covered the Battle Royale and the whole launch situation. And many people were like, hang on, Splitgate 2 is more than a Battle Royale? We never knew that. Thank you, Remy, for telling us. And yeah, Splitgate 2 has a whole arena suite of game modes that I really enjoy. So today, we'll cover everything. The Battle Royale, the things I noticed to get a leg up on the competition, an in-depth section to movement so you can fly around the map like I do, the competitive modes, arena modes, microtransactions, and more. This is the definitive Splitgate 2 video, so let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. So it's only fitting to start with Splitgate 2, more than a battle royale. Splitgate 2 has a range of staple arena playlists and has weekly rotational playlists ranging from team snipers to even modes where your character has a massive head. There's 8v8v8 multi-team big team battle. There's even 4v4 arena competitive where you need to wipe out the whole team to win the round. There's even your standard team deathmatch. Within those playlists, however, you have a variety of game modes. So you have split ball, King of the Hill, Domination, and your standard team deathmatch. Basically, you're spoilt for choice on what you want to play. I also love that there's a different aesthetic between the competitive maps and the original arena maps. It kind of reminds me very much of Halo 5 Guardians Breakout. I wonder if the same developer worked on the Breakout maps or used it as inspiration. The competitive maps are symmetrical maps, where the more your team dies, the longer it takes to respawn. Each time you kill an enemy, it reduces your respawn time by 4 seconds. It's a game of cat and mouse, map control, and teamwork to win the rounds. But one thing I noticed while playing is that there isn't any bad maps. Every single map is enjoyable to play, and that is rare with a video game. Some maps are close quarters, some have long sightlines, and with loadouts giving you the options of how you'd like to play, it gives you the option to play to your strengths and playstyle. I got a lot of comments in the last video that said thank you for pointing out you don't need to be super fast with portals or to slide around the map to enjoy your time playing. If you want to turtle like a tank, you can pick the Sabras class. If you want to have more awareness, you can pick Meridian. With that said, however, I main Eros, the speed class, 99% of the time. As a very quick side note, if you would like to experience how the original Splitgate plays, there's even a playlist for that. Now, speaking of how you move around the map, you all asked for an in-depth movement guide so you too can fly around the map and soar all over the place. So let's break it all down, starting with the fundamentals, and then we'll get advanced. So first up, you have your regular sprint and slide, great for catching enemies off guard or getting around corners when under fire. Second, you have sliding down ramps. You've probably noticed that if you slide down a ramp, you'll gain momentum and you'll go further. Next, you have your hover. So by pressing jump twice and on the second press you hold it down, you gain height. By combining all three, you can actually gain or continue your momentum across the whole map. In saying that, on screen you have a private match and it's great for testing. The first step to evolving your movement will be to slide down a ramp, jump, and as you land, press slide again. You'll notice you'll gain a little bit of speed and continue sliding. It's basically a bunny hop and you can maintain your momentum as far as you want to go. I found the timing is you want to hit crouch the very moment you touch the ground. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's not too bad. Once you're comfortable maintaining velocity, you're aware that going down a ramp maintains momentum, let's start making things a bit more wild. So what you need to know is any sort of speed increase can allow you to cover a great distance. This means the big gravity pads, big ramps, or the Eros special ability, they all grant higher than normal speed. Because the game raises your speed to that level, you can maintain it. In some instances, you can actually go faster. The timing is the exact same as when you're on the normal ground. As soon as you hit the ground, you hit crouch, jump, hover for a moment to go over any obstacles. When you hit back down to the ground, you crouch again. As long as you hit crouch, as soon as you hit the ground, you will maintain momentum. Don't slide for too long, as that is how your speed runs out. So here's my example. You go through the portal, use your hover to maintain momentum to the verticality necessary so you land on a flat surface, or if you can land on a ramp, that's even better. And with a fast enough momentum, you can continue that slide up a vertical ramp. You jump as soon as you reach the top, and that will reset the decrease decrease in speed you lost by going up the ramp. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, you just slide and that's the whole game. There's a lot more to it than that. As a quick side note, the Eros class has a special slide perk which allows you to slide further. The more you change speed, the more you can change direction, you can even slide backwards. Give it a try in custom games, you'll pick it up pretty quickly. I also have to say, on the note of portals, there are so many pads around that if you've accidentally gone the wrong way, just activate one portal and it'll take you back to the big launching pad you initially started at. It's really fun. On the topic of portaling, I love that the developers at 1047 have added more depth to the overall combat loop so it's more accessible to everyone. It's also a lot less one-dimensional as portals aren't hugely relied upon. You can use them if you want to, but you have other alternatives. I heard a lot of people were quite intimidated by the first Splitgate game. Portaling was everything, and yes, in the arena modes, it's still very impactful if you're good at it, but it's not the be-all end-all. There's other ways to play. While I'm speaking of other ways to play, I gotta give props for the balance between keyboard and mouse and controller. I've seen people with both inputs having great success on the game, and that makes me happy, mainly because people of all platforms all stand a chance of winning, and the more accessible the game is across all devices, the more people that will give it a shot. In terms of population, I heard that for console, they've reached their highest ever play count, so congrats on that. I wish I knew what that was. Steam is sitting at around 20 to 25,000 players as of me making this video. In terms of match quality, it's really good at the moment. I often match a good variety of players. Some games are very sweaty, other games are kind of chill. I think my win rate is sitting around 50 to 60%. In saying that, I even had some of my friends try the game for the first time, and even as beginners, they quite enjoyed their experience. I saw so many people say beginners are going to be turned off by Splitgate 2 because of the advanced movement. From what I've seen, beginner players are actually having a good time. And more than that, they're having fun. And you want games to be fun. I think that gets forgotten sometimes. The memories you make, the great times we have with friends. Somewhere along the way, the competitive nature of video games change things. You guys might see me sweating in my gameplay, but the other half of the time, I'm just goofing off, going for crazy stuff. So to be able to play Splitgate 2 with my friends made me really happy, especially when I heard them having fun too. This brings me to the Battle Royale, probably the best Battle Royale I've ever played. Thank you to you guys last video who pointed out some Battle Royales have the respawn mechanic. Other games have a different version of that. I love that you get to respawn. It just means you can play a little bit more aggressively, and even if you die, you don't have to sit out for the rest of the game. Something that people absolutely despised about the Battle Royale game mode, as if you're out of action, you just have to spectate your friends for 20 minutes or search for a new game. The Battle Royale on Splitgate 2 combines each of the 8 V8 V8 big team battle maps into one massive map. 15 teams of 4, 60 players all load into the map. You can choose where you want to drop, just like a normal Battle Royale, and each world will close one by one until it forces all remaining teams together. I noticed that when you go between worlds, it'll actually give you a snapshot on the mini-map of how many teams or people are in the area. As someone who is ultra aggressive, this fits me perfectly. By combining the movement of what I mentioned before, I can quickly get in close, and if I do need to run away, a quick portal through the nearest pad will take me back to the launch pad. I'll shield back up. This is really handy as it gives me more information as to 1, who is already fighting, and 2, I know roughly where they are, so I can formulate a plan of attack while I'm on the way back. 3, it is fun as hell. I did play a little bit of Fortnite when it first came out with the boys, and I was curious if the double pump shotgun meta would work on Splitgate 2. It does. It's really strong. I maybe shouldn't put this in the video because once all of you see this, you're all going to be doing it. I absolutely obliterate teams solo by doing this. I fly, I slide on in, I shotgun, and if multiple enemies target me, once again, portal away, shield up, and try again. Just hearing me talk about it, you can tell I've enjoyed my time on the game. I think the massive maps that have been combined together are all great. They flow well. The weapons on the map are plentiful, and you can find upgrades easily. If you die, there's enough viability that you can scavenge gear that you can get back into the fight equally, and that's very important. Even if you're going up against someone with max gear, you still have a chance to win. The developers honestly have done a really great job, and it's no surprise that when I read your comments last video, you guys all said you're loving this game. There's something really satisfying about Splitgate 2. The core mechanics are really good, they're well refined, and I think that is what has really attracted people to give this game a shot. I'm really happy all the controversy got sorted. I'm also very happy the developers spoke broke about the microtransactions, they halved the prices, and ironically, you guys might laugh at this, the reason why they were so high in the first place was that they hired a monetization lead that was from Call of Duty. It all makes sense now. He had the most egregious monetization model in the game before the other developers came along and fixed it. He is no longer at the studio. And with that is Splitgate 2. This game is damn fun. You can play the game the way you like with your own specific class tailored to your playstyle. The core gameplay loop is rewarding and it has depth, and what I love the most are all the arena playlists, all the variety. I've spent about 100 hours on the game already, so they are my honest thoughts. Splitgate 2 is free to play, so if you enjoyed the gameplay you saw on screen today, you can download it for yourself and see what you think. I really have to give props to the developers. I don't often say this. Every single day since release, they've gone on camera, they've spoken about people's concerns, and it's made a difference because of it. They've consistently changed and made feedback within a day or two of receiving said information, and you can't ask for much more than that. With that said, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of Splitgate 2 down in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.